move on to some other news now, because we're looking at concerns about an increased number of nude content circulating on social media. Much of it, by the way, is revenge porn. So basically, you film yourself performing a sexual act or naked, and then the person to whom you had sent the images then shares them online with malicious intent. That's basically what we mean when we talk about revenge porn to a degree. But someone who has better knowledge on this issue of information sharing in such a way is Professor Sizwe Snail Ka Mtuze, attorney at Snail Attorneys and Adjunct Prof at the Nelson Mandela University. Thank you for your time, sir. I hope I did a decent job trying to explain what revenge porn is. Let's talk about why it is illegal.
I think the issue of revenge porn is a issue that the legislature really had to criminalize, because not only are you doing something that is prohibited in terms of the law, but you are actually invading someone's privacy, which is a constitutional right. So if I happen to share an intimate picture or video with you and I decided to do so, obviously I've done with the prescript that you will then keep it private. Should you then share this further without my consent, then not only have you breached my privacy, but should it be done electronically in terms of social media or other electronic means? Section 16 of the Cybercrimes Act then talks about what we call the revenge porn criminal provision.
Mm-hmm. And we're having this conversation, sir, because for those who've not seen it, and I certainly would advise you to go look for it, there has been online at the moment, Twitter predominantly, the violation of the rights of a politician in the Free State, the Speaker of the Legislature, who had shared, it appears, a video of herself. Then she was threatened and harassed for money, and when she refused to pay, it was then shared online. In such a case where it's been so widely distributed, where do you even begin to, A, track how the original person, and B, how many other people have shared it? Because that too is illegal.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate that I don't think it would be practical to try and track as to how many people have shared this video and what platforms. What is, however, crucial, which I picked up, is I think, one must find out where this video was created. Was it created with that particular individual's consent? Was that particular individual present? Were they aware that they were being recorded? They may not even have been aware that they were recorded. But the cornerstone of the whole issue is that the privacy was invaded, and to go a step further, there were even extortionary threats made to say that if this particular individual, this particular politician doesn't pay a particular amount of money, they would distribute this video. So, it's a great thing that this politician did not ease into the extortion. It's just very unfortunate that this video made its rounds.
So let's say the person who's said to have done this denies it and says, A, I did not leak the video, B, nor did I threaten to do it if I wasn't paid a certain amount, 300,000 rand, I think is what is being circulated online at the moment. How do we prove that that person is responsible?
I think, most of the questions that you're asking should be answered by the two makers of the video. Mm-hmm. I think they are the ones who know who created it and when and why, or who made a phone call to whom and did not tell the other that they were taking a video. I think those are the two best individuals that can answer that question.
More generally then, for the rest of us, how do we better protect ourselves?
I think, the golden thread that should go here is that, what you do in your private space is your privacy, and you have a constitutional right to have it protected. However, because of the advent of technology and the use of technology devices, and the way in which we can capture moments, pictures, etc., we need to be more vigilant as to what content we share using our handhelds, using our computers, using electronic devices, acting in good faith as you may be, and they may want to use this content against you. I don't think this particular individual knew that this was coming, and it is a most unfortunate event.
More generally, let's go back a few steps, Prof, because you touched on this somewhat. The parameters for personal information, what is and is not personal and should not be accessed by others without permission, ever.
Look, I think once you enter the realm of personal nude pictures, personal sexual interaction, and the likes, I think, you have a general expectation to be protected from the general world. And whoever that you engage with in such, actions or such conduct needs to be responsible enough to say that, look, this particular individual is sharing this private space with me, and I should not invade this private space. And this whole thing of criminalizing people who have invaded your private space is not a new thing around the world. There are various jurisdictions who also criminalize people who invade your private space, or in the case of revenge porn, don't only invade it but betray your private space, and therefore there is a criminal sanction for that.
Sizwe Snail Ka Mtuze, attorney at Snail Attorneys and adjunct professor at the Nelson Mandela University. Good to have your time, sir. Thank you.